Alrighty then, now we are in video number 4. Yeah! Following, look at these old newsstands.
Question.
Oh crap, he's got a question. We're screwed.
Question.
Oh, just ask the damn question.
What is the difference between a station and a terminal?
I don't know.
Terminal is end of the line. Station is midline. Order. East station next up.
We are actually in a actual train,
Subway car.
Thank you, David. That was actually around, what?
Says it outside.
Yeah, I think it was the 70s, I believe.
Earlier.
60s?
Earlier.
Bless you. And I
It
believe,
actually dates from the 30s.
isn't this actually where the conductor actually
That would be
sat?
the conductor's station. Controls are right there. Red is brake. Black is.
The speed control.
Yep.
Did she get? She don't even say anything when she gets off. You notice that?
I've noticed. You don't want the costumes?
I'll get them. I don't know if there's anybody that's actually.
Steven?
Huh?
40s.
1940s. This car was built in 1940 by the first steel car company. Wow. I don't know if anybody notices it, but the first time I didn't notice this, but if you look, you can actually see the
Conductor.
yeah.
To remake and there.
Yeah. All right.
And
Now,
we gotta go through the.
before anything, we're gonna forewarn everyone now. We're gonna go into a spot where it's that something happened almost 24 years ago. It's gonna be a lot of issues. If people has issues with this video, we're going through the 9/11 memorial. Just to let everybody know. So. September 11th, 2001. Approximately at what, 8 something in the morning. Our national, a lot of people don't know this, but our Twin Towers, especially the young generation these days, don't know about it. They don't want it to be taught in school. I believe we should teach this kind of stuff in school. These are actually steel beams that came from one of the World Trade Centers that was attacked on September 11th, 2001 in the terrorist attack. So many lives was lost. This is one of the fire engines that was destroyed during that time. A lot of people don't know this, but WWE superstar Zelina Vega, the WWE Women's Champion, United States Champion, her father was one of the men that died at the World Trade Center. We lost so many firefighters, so many police officers, EMTs, and so many people, innocent people that died that day. Men, women, children that we lost because of this. So, like I said, this is a very emotional thing. I was not even 17 years old when this happened. Now we're going to go into an area where there's a bunch of fire trucks. We'll go back to the September 9/11 things, but first we're going through here. The first one here is actually a parade carriage that was built in 1875. That is 150 years ago. They got one from a little bit older, 1791. Oh, look at this. We have one here that was actually a hand engine that was around in 1863, right around the battle of the Civil War at that time. And I know for a fact eventually David here is going to give us David, watch yourself. Give us a lesson here
On what?
on these fire trucks. This one's from 1901. Wow, look at this one, 1890. Cleveland and Bailey Manufacturing Company, Seneca. I mean, these things are history that we've had. 1919 we have, 1952, 26. This one right here, 1926, is this big long one right here. $1929, wow. That was actually one of the original fire alarms, wasn't it?
1870 fire alarms were started.
Oh, so those are call boxes.
That you would
If there was
unscrew it.
Or you would turn it, open it, and then
There's a phone
phone.
inside. You pick
Right.
it up, and
right to the fire department. Yep.
or if you were a fireman needing assistance, you would unlock one of those.
Yep. Oldsville motor pump, 1938. Wow. Maplewood, New York. Green Island. If I know Murray, she's probably already in a different section. So we're going past this section right here. I'm going to show you some more of the items that was destroyed. We have here. This was actually during the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center on February 26th.
The first one.
Yep, the first time that they tried to, but it failed. It took them, 8 years, 7 months later to try it again? And this time they succeeded. It's a shame though. And a lot of people these days, they don't want it to be taught to their kids because they feel that it's not important to know the history. History, if you know about the history, it won't repeat itself.
I grew up on Long Island and used to visit the city all the time, and knew how bad the devastation was.
All right, what we're looking at right here is a landing. This is a piece of the Boeing 767 as part of the main gear truck. It includes the brake and wheel and portion of a tire. 2 pieces of landing gear were recovered from the streets of New York shortly after the attack. One was located on the corner of Rector and West Street, and the other was recovered on Park Place. So, is this actually part of the plane that hit the trade centers?
Yep.
And the rubber, I'm surprised with all the heat and flame that the actual
Rubber is
is
still intact.
So, yeah, some of it. Yes, I'm actually shocked about that. And now we're going to be walking over here. One of the New York Police Department's vehicles doors that was donated to the museum after the attack. Let's see what this one says. It's a left door from a 99 Chevy Lumina LS police cruiser, which was damaged at the World Trade Center Catasphere. The six-cylinder, six-passenger vehicle was assembled in Canadian factory in the General Motors Corporation. I'm gonna have a lot of videos to put up. And here. Gotta get that flag in. That's the one thing I'm gonna be saying. I have to get that American flag in. And here's another beam of the World Trade Center. And it's the exterior wall component fragment of World Trade Center, New York City steel, from 1970 to 2001. The World Trade Towers were technology models featured the world's highest exterior load-bearing walls. As skyscraper technology developed in the 19th and 20th centuries, it moved away from traditional exterior load bearings. So, did you know that what I heard that the sprinkler system actually failed?
Which way you can go? This way.
Because the crash cut the water line.
Yep. They knew exactly right where to hit. Yep. Now we're... Yep, one of the turnstile. Yep, that was actually in the subway during 9/11, wasn't it? At the time, one of them.
No, that was really an awesome thing.
Station under World Trade Center was a terminal for rail lines. Yep, this was actually one of the, that back in the old days. Look at that cell phone. That was a flip phone. My father had one of those. I had one of those.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to the World Trade Center. For the young generation, this right here and right here is the World Trade Center. This was the first one to be hit. That was the second. This one right here was the first to go because the first plane hit here, the second plane hit right about here. The reason why the second building that got hit went down first because there was more weight to it. The steel, with all the burning of the fuel and fire, it basically melted the beams. They said if the sprinkler system was able to go off, we would still have these towers today. A lot of people feel that it was an inside job. Now we're going to what I used to watch when I was a child. We are at Sesame Street. You got Oscar the Grouch. You got Big Bird. I know she's going to take a look at this one and all that.
This is the original set plan.
That was for Sesame Street.
Yeah.
It came out in 1969. Oh, God, there she is. Hi, Maria. Wave. Wave to all the children. Hey, wow, a barbershop. 145 pull. I can't pronounce the word.
Area.
Yeah. God, this is what it used to look like back in what? Let's see, 1930, in a West Side barbershop was located on 145 West 67th Street on the west side of Manhattan.
And coming to the New York Hippodrome.
Yep, the Cole Brothers Circus and Clyde Beatty's. This is what actually an old barbershop. A lot of these barbershops are still even around like the old days, but now it's just like the technology is so much. Back then, they used to just use a pair of a comb and scissors.
Did you read the prices?
Yeah, back then the haircuts was 80 cents, a shave was 40 cents, which fell to 30 cents and 20 cents after 1937. Well, oh, he's closed, so I can't go in and get a haircut. Like I need a haircut. He does. Now here's the funny thing. Even though I just said I don't need a haircut, David needs a haircut and all that. But, oh, look at the hair. She's going to kill me later for doing that, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Yay. And we're right back into this area. We're going to take a quick short break. All right, here we go.
Me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play.
He's finally lost whatever marbles he had left. Changing forests influence deer population. Yes, the reason why the deer population has gone down so much because it's called vehicles.
And they get starved during this winter.
Yeah.
Or in upland depressions. These areas called deer yards.
Deer yards. Now, before we do anything, we're going to go take a look at some of the minerals of New York. These things look like friggin' giant diamonds, crystals.
Guys,
Yes? Oh, wow. They glow in the dark. Honey, didn't you say you wanted to have a diamond ring like what with one of these on it?
Here's the bear.
Yep. They always say, when can you tell when there's a bear shit in the woods? Well, these things don't at all anymore. They've been constipated for years. Mama and daddy and a couple of babies. I still can't believe like all of these are nothing just like minerals that just gotten hard. Actually, I think these might be crystals. Are these crystals, David?
yeah.
So they're actually like worth millions and millions of dollars.
I like the one that looks like snow right here.
Oh yeah, the metal. That is known as the. I can't pronounce the word. Something rich. Harryite?
Rictorite.
That's it, Rictorite. Thank you. Hey, at least, you know, I try to say it. But what do you think that the people that finds this stuff knows that it's worth money? Like, I think, isn't that like gold or something?
That's pyrite, fool's gold.
So it's basically like, it's fake gold.
Yes.
Why does this look like a big pile of shit? Oh, you know what I forgot to say? I said, welcome to an episode of Wacky Worlds. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Yeah, this is one of Maria's favorite exhibits besides the mammoth. Oh, okay, nope. Here's one of her favorite ones. The moose. It's right behind you, dude.
I'd like to be able to just see one up close sometime. It's
Just,
on my bucket list.
yeah, this is the remarkable moose was exterminated in New York in the 1860s by uncontrolled hunting. Yeah, so basically a lot of the moose was killed back in the earlies. But then mooses, after they moved out and then they started moving back in a little bit, started repopulating and all that. Now they're all over. We just gotta look very carefully to see right where they're at. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh man, this one looks like he looks like he's a miner or something. Could you imagine living in something like this year round? I gotta say the one thing though, honey. So could you imagine like living in something like that year round? That would be bad. But
This way is the deer.
deer?
Deer, wolves, beaver.
Oh Lord.
Where's the exhibit on the history of Albany?
Beaver.
To be
No,
honest,
that's a porcupine.
I don't know. I don't know if they still have it here or
It's still here.
not that you know of. They could have changed things. They're always changing things in this place.
I think it was back that way.
Now this is actually what the
Loggers.
yeah. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Wolverine, that thing.
That's a Wolverine.
There's a weasel.
Well, you also got a squirrel right there. This used to be filled with actually water,
Yeah.
but I don't know why, unless it just they just couldn't maintain it. This has.
There's wolves.
Oh yes, the wolves. Let me get. You know, I play RDR actually, and I'm always. And I have a habit of shooting these things on the video game. Yeah, the American elk. Do you know how many times I go just telling everyone on here that when I play the game Red Dead Redemption 2, how many elk I've shot? Yep. And actually, when this used to be filled with water, people used to like throw pennies, quarters, dimes, nickels.
Still see it.
Yeah, and they won't touch them. They were already was told not to touch them. And 99% of that change that's in there is pennies. Now we're going to be coming over here to the Canada lynx
And the mountain lion.
and the mountain lion.
And the hare.
Yep. Could you imagine waking up one morning thinking you're happy in your life, you love your wife, you wake up and that's all you see. That staring dead at you like you forgot to put the dishes in the dishwasher. Urgh. Then she'll be like, no breakfast for you. No, you're not a horrible wife. You're a fantastic wife, and I love you to death. But I'm just saying. Oh, come on. You know you want to laugh. We got to do this because, you know, you want views, you want followers, and all that, right? That's right. Take children out to the wilderness and then run like hell. See if they can make it back.
You'd be surprised.
Who?
You'd be surprised who can make it back.
The passenger pigeon. Okay, so we are now going into the passenger pigeons from billions to zero. It's a nice one. Could you imagine being shot in the ass like that? Aye! You're just flying through, mind your own business. The next thing you're going down and you're wondering why. I knew I had one hole, but why do I have two holes in my ass now? Ew, I hate spiders. That's the one thing. I hate spiders. I hate bugs. We actually just had a spider in our place a couple days ago, and our damn cat were just like, let's smack it around, see what happens.
You killed it.
Yep. And they looked at me like I was a bad person. Huh?
The history of Albany
Where?
behind us. This one.
Oh, right here? This is a bronze cannon from 1630. 395 years ago.
Yeah.
Trust me, when it comes to math, nobody's.
Sorry. Steven?
I'm saying.
That is a reproduction of what the person looked like in real life.
Interesting. Well, back then they couldn't really figure out, but nowadays the technology is so an advance on everything.
How this is done is they make a copy of the skull, and there are actually artists that are specialists in doing this, and they take the skull and they take how the muscles fit and everything.
Okay, but that was then, but you got to understand something now, dude. Now everything is done by computer with everything.
That's by hand.
Okay, that's by hand, but nowadays everything is what are they measuring here? The evacuation of pottery dump.
This is all pottery from
where they found it.
yes.
Wow.
This is Albany.
The archaeology evidence from the.
That's the location.
So this was found in 1790s. It was.
Dates back to the 1790s.
Wow, that's 235 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, now a lot of people are going to be taking a look at something. Viewer discretion is advised. You are now officially looking at a coffin. The cat.
No dead body.
No, don't worry. There ain't no bodies in there. I think by the time this was the city grew following the American Revolution. Oh wow.
Lutheran Cemetery on Pearl Street.
Yep. That's where they dug it up.
There was a female, and this is what they think she looked like.
I don't understand something. Why would you dig somebody up, take their skull, and put it in a museum?
It's not in a museum. The skull is back with the body. The other parts, they just reconstructed to do this and put it back.
And who's the skull head? Bonehead.
That's a cast.
That's the reproduction.
At the time of her
What
death
I
in the
was saying-
early 40s, this woman had lost many of her teeth on both sides of her jaw, as you can see.
As I said, they make a reproduction of the skull using
She
a
suffered from an
printer.
infection, rickets, sinusitis, an upper respiratory infection, arthritis, and possibly gout.
Damn, so this woman had everything. Oh, look at this. The Albany Stillhouse Quackenbush style district from 1758 to 1810. Wow.
These were
50.
running.
Yep. Does that say sugar and slaves?
Yes. Albany was a slave community at one point.
Those motherfuckers. What? They were too damn lazy to do their own work?
Here's
The Stillhouse?
the location.
Alright, now we're going into. I have no idea where we're going into. The Margery Ryerson?
These were all different pictures.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there's the auditorium. Oh, I like these pictures. These are actually really nice. You know, some of your students are probably not going to like what we did, but really don't care. So like I said, if you really want to have a good history lesson, come to the New York State Albany Museum. Huh? Teaching children and music and dance. Well, I know for a fact, everyone, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Yep. So eventually we're going to be calling it quits. I'll be uploading, I think, 5 or 6 videos. Because once we get done, I will be calling it quits. And then we'll be going doing some laundry. Settlement houses. Nope. Unless you stare at the laundry machine going round and round and round and round and round.
Look at these old desks.
Oh, yeah. And they used to... Yeah, because the way they used to do it, it was like...
They were literally right on top of each other.
Mm-hmm. This is a Russian samovar. Looks like a giant tea kettle.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Oh, it is. Holy crap, a tea urn. Pretty good. Alright, well, I think she's getting tired. She's sitting down like that. Yeah, she's definitely tired.
Yeah. Steven,
Mhm.
check the mural.
Albany Congress, 1754. Reading of the Declaration of Independence, 1776. The Charter of Liberals, 1683.
Who is the figure in the center of the Albany Congress?
And you think I know this?
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, I don't know. Alright, alright, everybody, we're going to be calling it quits. So I want to thank everybody who watched us here today. Really appreciate it, with a special guest and all that. So I want to say thank you to David for joining us here today.
Welcome.
Till then, I hope you enjoyed our videos. Give us a thumbs up, give us a follow. I hope we can do it again. Maybe we'll do something different.
Well, we are talking about going to Tulip Fest next Sunday. So maybe we can do a video of some of the tulips that are at Tulip Fest.
That's right, we are.
There's different colored tulips, different variations. There's a lot of vendors and different things like that. So maybe we could do a video showing them us walking around there.
That's true. Okay, so until then, I want to thank everybody that's joined us. Thank you for an episode of Wacky
I'm still
World.
getting Demi King here, or Steven, to do the Cool Whip Act 1.
Oh, we're going to be doing that very soon, guarantee it. Until then, thank you for everybody that's joined us. I'm Steven, Maria, and our friend David. Until then, have a good one.
Bye.